also marketing and strategic positioning. There's so much more to all of this. And that was my feedback to them, that it's actually on the business person. Like, all of this thing you're talking about is just consumer insights. If you know the behavior and the mindset of the people that you're trying to serve, then factor that in designing your business model in such a way that the value you're bringing is perceived as such. Now, having said that, there are certain things that is easier to sell consumables than than what I would consider to be self-help, self-improvement. Because that's why, if you think about it, what Instagram, for example, it's easier. I mean, I have my own lipsticks. Let me give a sharp plug. Amoba Beauty. So I have a beauty brand that I run as well. And what I find is that it's actually easier to sell a lipstick. Look good, feel good, yay, right? It's easier than for me to encourage people to invest thousands of dollars in their own self-improvement in order for them to be able to generate increased wealth and increase their own value in the marketplace. Because I would say not everybody is ready to pay the price to grow as a human being, but we all want to look good. It's also the luxury space, consumables, all of that. It's easier to say the value of consumables because it's about their aspirations and their pain points, right? Then for you, I mean, it's my opinion, you're going to get a smaller set of people if you're in the type of industry I'm in, professional service, in terms of the training, the capacity building, the events, the type of things that we do. You have to be ready to, you have to know that maybe it's not for everybody, right? So in terms of your messaging has to be crystal clear, and you actually have to narrow down and understand that even though you want to solve and help the entire world, there's a certain type of people that will actually put a premium on the value that you're delivering. And that's where I sit as well. Like, this was one of those things that I had to, be clear on, that while, yes, we're on social media and all of those things, and we're providing value and all of those things, the real work that we do in private, the services, the consulting services that we offer, and the training, not everybody understands and is ready to go on that long journey of wealth creation, right? When we say international trade with Africa, export development, these things require you investing not just your own skills, but it's so intense that I in a way, I apply empathy, in the sense of not everybody is ready to pay the price that I've paid to become the person I am, the woman of influence. And I'm going to start moving into the next question in terms of, the question from Diana in Tanzania. How did you make it as a woman? Do you face challenges, and how do you overcome them? So I'm going to start slowly moving into that second question. But what I want to also say is that, where do you find gold? Where do you find diamonds? Things that are of increased value are not at the surface, right? Gold is not on the surface, and also the aspirations that people have to create wealth, to build a business. I usually just, in my own empathetic way, share with them, like, what you're looking for, you have to dig for it. You have to invest time. You have to commit to it. You have to, it's like, I want to be a doctor. Great. You can be on social. Can you be a doctor by being on social media? No, you have to subject yourself to a certain level of training for you to come out with your aspirations. But a lot of times people don't see that, they say, okay, I want to build a business, but have you subjected yourself to acquire the skills enough to build the business it is you want to build, the type of business, not just any business, the vision you have, how big it is you want to go? Have you subjected yourself to such rigorous training to acquire the skills? I don't think people make that correlation. The other way I try to describe it, even in the context of business development, people say, oh, Toyin, oh, we like what you're saying. I have a business plan. I'm like, okay, step one, business plan, check. But your business plan is just like a building plan. Okay. Yes, you work with an architect or financial person to create and write a fantastic looking business plan. But you're aware that having a business plan on paper is not equal to, right? Just like having a building plan on paper is not equal to the building. It's the same thing. Having an amazing plan on paper is not equal to having a business. A business is built over years through expertise, right? So that patience, that empathy with yourself and with other people, this is one of the things where, for me, leaving corporate to do this is because, you can do it one leg in, one leg out, but to get the results and the impact that I want to have in the world with the work that I'm doing, I can't do it halfway in, halfway out. That was my own conclusion. Like it required all of me, right? And that's why. But people see the results now and they say, "Oh, yeah." I'm like, are you ready to go on the journey? Are you ready to pay the price? What we can do is say it's not easy, but we can support you on that journey to make it easier. Yes, you can spend 5 years, 3 years to go acquire. Eventually, if you're smart, you acquire all of this knowledge eventually, but you would have invested so much more versus working with a coach or a trainer and all of those things. So that's just what I would say, is that as a business person designing your business model, knowing the people you're trying to serve and making sure that you apply that in designing your business model is key. Understanding, modeling, like design thinking. I've done when I was in corporate, design thinking, the customer journey, all of those things. They're skills that I acquired working for the world's largest, right? And I get to apply it. And in fact, I have now even designed like a 6-step process that I take my, those in my classes through, in terms of how they can rapidly grow their business, all of the things they need to think about, their marketing plan, their distribution plan, all of those things, all of that. So I get to help people now. At the beginning of my journey, I couldn't offer this support because I was figuring it out for myself, right? And now that, we've built, the platforms, we reach, global leaders, and, there's a level, I have more, should I say, as part of my commitment to the people that I serve in my community, I get to now roll up my sleeves and get involved in what it is they're trying to build. And then I get to serve them in a way of insights as well, because not every one of them has my experience. Not every one of them has my background working, all of the complex things and global implementation and all of that skill set that I have that allows me to build Nazaru as a globally relevant brand. So we get to support our community at that. So what do you think? Let me move to the next question now, which is a lot more fun. How did I make it as a woman?